Hello, everybody. It was quite an ugly day in the market, and starting it off with the Dow Jones Transportation Average, we want to start to see this index start to show strength, hopefully, before the market shows strength, or at least start to show some strong strength with the market before we can even start to talk about a market rally or a bounce. And as you can see with this index hitting new low, selling off 2% on above average volume today, if this is a forewarning for what's going to happen in the market, things just do not look good. And then the Russell 2000, another ugly day, down 1.45%. But the NASDAQ and NASDAQ 100 look like they're going to continue to crack open, and they can make it all the way down to these August lows easily before finding support. Heavier volume sell-offs, as you can see with the internal oscillators, they are all in clear downtrends. Nothing moving up. New York Stock Exchange appears like it wants to kind of try to bounce around here. But overall, the downtrend is in effect on all these indexes. Everything looks very weak. There is no real glimmer of hope anywhere. And I tell you what, whenever you have the Russell 2000 looking like this, the Dow Jones Transportation looking like this, the biotech index looking like that right there, along with now the few stocks that are holding this thing up in the NASDAQ and NASDAQ 100 starting to complete its rollover below its, as it sells off below the November, December support levels, you can be sure that the side that you should be on is on the bear side, not the bull side. Now, there continues to be a lot of potential short plays, but I just can't get the right short signals. LPTH is one that I'm looking to go short. Stocks that I can't borrow continue to do well, like LEI. That sold off nicely. Boozy, as you could see yesterday, sold off nicely. And ADMS sold off nicely from my short sell recommendation back in these 2 days, the 24th and 28th. But there's only shares to borrow sometimes, and today I got shares to borrow in EARS. First short attempt was at 775 when it first broke down. Did not bounce back up to 775, so I was not able to get short. I tried again at 740, but it reversed back quickly, so I cut my losses at 747. Very, very, very tiny losses, but at least EARS has shares available at Interactive Brokers. LPTH does too, but I'm not quite ready to short that. I'll be looking for an intraday clear reversal breakdown and then try to short it on the next bounce attempt if I'm around. I live on Maui. It's really hard to have a normal life and day trade here, which is very unfortunate because I moved here because day trading is not where it used to be at, but that is where it's at now. And intraday today, SSN. What an amazing early morning run SSN was for us. And then E-Man came out with news midday after its contract win. Another big intraday move. Very, very powerful move. Once again, proving that intraday is where the action is at. Forget end of day basis. The good news is that our new long OA did work immediately. And in fact, it did what our new long positions used to do more times than not before 2008. But this kind of follow through where you see immediately heavier volume the next session with a big bop surge to a new high green level or staying max green bop, before these patterns are very rare. So it's like I'm looking at a unicorn right now. However, this unicorn used to be a horse, and horses were everywhere back in the fields that I used to roam in and hunt back in the day. But now I go out to hunt. There's no more horses. But look at what I found, a unicorn. So very nice. But OA, this is what you normally want to see. Get a long signal, heavier volume, bop surge the next day, bigger volume, bigger bop surge, price follow through. Perfect. It's not normally happening, but hey, at least it happened. But taking care of that new long position, since it's so small, are these long positions that failed. PSDV finally hit my final sell stop whenever it moved below the low a day of this session, 432 right there. Thank God for stops, as this one cratered by the end of the day. So PSDV by the end of the day is a full sell signal. Soda, which I'm already out of completely, is a full sell signal by the end of the day. And then ORMP, which I'm already completely out of, is a full sell signal at the end of the day. CPGX, I am now completely out of, but on an end of day basis, it is a 50% sell signal. And CBPO, the only quality sell signal tonight, full sell signal on my end with it taking out this low right here after that huge volume sell-off. But it's technically only a 50% sell. The final sell stop is now below today's low a day, 123.42. If it moves below there, if you're still long CBPO, I recommend getting the hell out of Dodge as this chart's looking bad. Now, oddly enough, after all my scans, I was quite surprised. I flagged a few things. You know, I flagged Dr. Pepper. I flagged the Barclays 20-year Treasury Bond Fund. I flagged ISRG as it's making another pocket pivot point signal, but there was really only one pattern out there only good enough for me to go long, and that's OUT. OUT is bouncing off strong support on a big surge in volume with a nice surge in BOP to a much higher green level. This looks very good, and my risk is clear cut. This thing goes below 21.32. I'm completely out, which means I risk about 1% on this trade if I'm wrong. However, it was only in my price volume BOP scan, nowhere near Cancelim quality. It's like ranked 116th out of its group of REIT stocks, so it doesn't have a whole lot. But it does appear that it's bottom at the lows here in October. You got the lows here in December, lower volume on the pullback, and now some huge volume as it bounces. But unfortunately, it's crap. So only 0.5% of my capital, which means only just going to put a couple of $1,000s in this thing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. No big deal. I'm used to it at this point. I just got to keep my feet in the water, my toes in the water, as whenever we get our real signals, I can start to push. If I don't take signals now and OUT works, I'm going to feel like an idiot, which might make me want to increase the size of the next signal, which might not be warranted with us under the current situation that we're in the market. Cash is still king. Safety is still paramount. Going for gains or outsized gains should not be attempted here unless you're working on an intraday basis, focusing on those earnings, contracts, story stocks like SWHC with the guns. So if you're not focusing on those kind of plays, I recommend keeping a heavy level of cash.